Volker, your speech today all about protection in an incredibly complex environment of huge numbers of forced displaced around the world, huge challenges to dealing with these issues. What does international protection mean in today's context?
Actually, international protection in today's world means a couple of things, essentially three things. It first of all means that it is about the enjoyment of the full array of human rights and fundamental freedoms of refugees, stateless people, the internally displaced. It also means advocacy. It means that we intercede on behalf of refugees and stateless people when they are confronted with risks, with protection risks. For instance, if there is a danger of forcible return or when there is arbitrary detention, we need to be able to talk to governments, discuss it with them, and intervene with them so that people get out of detention, that they are not sent back forcibly. It also means, and that's the second component, that we deliver very concrete quality protection service. And again, the big question is, what does this mean in today's world? It means, for instance, that we take care of the survivors of sexual violence, that we have a response mechanism in place, that we ensure through legal aid access to justice for victims, that we register people, we document them, as we have just seen in the context of the Syria refugee crisis. I mean, we have over 2 million Syrian refugees registered by us, that we determine their status, that we resettle them, which is, again, a process, it's a direct protection service. The third thing, it means that when it comes to humanitarian assistance, when it comes to services such as shelter, education, water and sanitation, that we look at it from a protection perspective. Just to give you very concrete examples, camp layout. A camp layout of a refugee camp, if it's not properly thought through, can actually increase risks for girls and women.
How much of a challenge is it to protect the individual when you're dealing with refugee crises involving the millions of individuals?
In UNHCR, we are very proud of being close to the individual. And I think that's in a way our signature dish, if you like, within the organization. And it's part of our sense of accountability. We need to be understanding the needs, the aspirations, the hopes of refugees, of the stateless. If we don't, we actually become bureaucrats. So it is keeping us on our toes if we are able to be very close to the people who we care for.
What is the relevance today of the Refugee Convention? Is it the right tool for the job?
There is an almost cyclical debate about the relevance of the 1951 Refugee Convention. And let me be quite clear about this. There is no doubt that this instrument has saved millions of lives over the last 62 years. It emerged in the aftermath of the Second World War, and the drafters of the convention had very much in mind the horrific events of the Second World War. And as long as there are human rights violations, as long as there is persecution, as long as there is conflict and violence, we will need this instrument in order to ensure that lives are saved. And the issue really is its implementation. And the implementation depends on compassionate, open, and tolerant societies. Without these, the convention will just be a dead letter. So I think it is upon these societies to create the openness, the compassion, the respect, and the tolerance for people who come to their doors and ask for safety and shelter.
In your speech at XCOM here in Geneva, there were two key aspirational goals that you spoke about. The first of which I'd like to look at. It was this goal of ending detention of children. Talk about that problem, detention of children. How widespread is it? Is ending it achievable?
Refugees and asylum seekers are not criminals. In too many systems around the world, they are unfortunately treated as such, which is why they end up in detention. We have too many countries where women and children end up in detention for nothing else but having crossed the border irregularly. Children should not be in detention. It deprives them of their future. And I think if there is collective will, if there is pressure from civil society, if there is awareness about the harmful effect that detention has on children, I think we can achieve that goal.
The other goal you spoke about was ending statelessness, and you put a timeline on that, ending it within 10 years. What progress has there been to end this? Is there the momentum, if you like, to achieve that goal within a decade?
It's absurd that statelessness exists in the 21st century. It shouldn't exist. It's absurd that in a world where there's Facebook and Twitter and where we can track and monitor everything, that you actually have people who have no legal bond to any state. 1/5 of our resettled refugees are stateless, so it shows the connects between forced displacement and statelessness. And I think as a result, if we build on the momentum that was created at the ministerial meeting that we held in December 2011, we can collectively achieve that goal. In fact, it would actually be great if in 10 years down the line we're working towards not having a job anymore when it comes to protection of stateless people, because the problem would be resolved.
Volker Türk, thank you very much.
Thank you.